Chapter 61. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After dealing with Chen Xuan, Chen Xuan left the Blue Star secret realm. This time he had indeed been in for a long time. If he stayed any longer, the people in the Zhao family would probably get anxious. As soon as he appeared in his yard, he was instantly locked by a stream of energy. After finding out that it was Zhao Lingwu, he breathed a sigh of relief. Where have you been? Do you know me? Do you know how anxious the Zhao family is? Zhao Lingwu glared at Chen Xuan. I've always been in the yard. With my strength, where can I go? Chen Xuan approached with a smile. Don't touch me. How strong are you? Don't you want to tell me the truth? As Chen Xuan's wife, she naturally knew a lot of Chen Xuan's secrets. It was simply the funniest thing to say that he was a useless person. Don't be angry, my wife. Your husband will compensate you when the time comes. That's all right. Bah, do you want to compensate? I don't even want to expose you. Well, it's my husband who didn't think it through. Then I will. Chen Xuan whispered in her ear. The next morning, Zhao Lingwu was still in a little shock. Part of it was because Chen Xuan had a secret realm, and the other part was because she was shocked that Chen Xuan had the ability to open up a new way of cultivation, which shocked her. Chen Xuan didn't care about it. It was just a little modern shock to the ancients. Just as Chen Xuan was thinking about teaching Zhao Lingwu some more cultivation experience, the door of his yard was knocked. Who is it? It's so annoying so early in the morning. It must be that woman. Zhao Lingwu said with a smile. Then she broke away from Chen Xuan and pushed him off the bed. She didn't want to call Huang Meihua sister-in-law. In the past 3 months, Huang Meihua often came to visit. She specifically asked Chen Xuan to guide her cultivation. But the effect was almost negligible every time. Compared with Chen Xuan, there was a world of difference. Although she didn't say anything, Chen Xuan knew in his heart that she would not give up so easily. Isn't she bothering him again? Hey, it's really troublesome. What do you think this is? Okay, she is the one anyway. Go. I won't see her, otherwise she will insist that I call her sister-in-law. Okay. Chen Xuan stood up and kissed Zhao Lingwu's forehead before leaving. What a clingy little husband. Sister-in-law is here today too. I wonder what questions you don't understand today. Chen Xuan smiled and approached Huang Meihua, then frowned. She was dressed too formally today, and there was no skin exposed at all. Although Huang Meihua's makeup was delicate and elegant at this time, her eyebrows were soft, and she was slightly powdered, showing the confidence and calmness of a mature woman. She was wearing an elegant dark blue dress with delicate lace, showing her noble temperament, but usually, she always wanted to let me look at her more. Why did she suddenly change her style today? I am not here to see Master Chen today. Huang Meihua laughed. Oh. Are you here to see Ling Wu? Yes. Can I ask her what she wants? Of course, after all, you are my sister's husband. You can just send her a message and tell her that today is the day to collect resources and she needs to go there in person. So that's the case. In this case, I would like to thank you, sister-in-law. Chen Xuan suddenly realized the Huang family, the Zhao family, and the Gao family, as the henchmen of the Zhou royal family, serve the royal family, and the royal family naturally have to give some salary. Today, it is time to collect salary. Since the salary is quite expensive, usually the strong men from each family go together to receive it. Zhao Lingwu is currently the strongest of the younger generation of the Zhao family, so this burden is naturally handed over to her. No, we are all a family. Huang Meihua turned her back, and a crazy look flashed across her face. This damn Chen Xuan. In these 3 months, she almost tried every way, but she couldn't find out how Zhao Xuan practiced. And he wasted her time and randomly guided her to practice. The most important thing is that he actually practiced singing with others at home every day, making her restless. Do you know how uncomfortable this kind of disturbing behavior makes her, who has not had water for more than 10 or 20 years? Do you know? Today is her chance, a chance to take revenge on Chen Xuan. Even if she seizes this opportunity, she and the Huang family may soar to the sky. Seeing this, Chen Xuan did not doubt him and went back to the house to inform Zhao Lingwu. Oh! How could I forget that I was supposed to collect resources today? It's all your fault, you're too clingy to me. Zhao Lingwu was busy tidying up her clothes while stretching out her white jade to kick him. Okay, it's all my fault, my Lingwu never makes mistakes, is this okay? Chen Xuan grabbed the white jade and said with a smile. Let me go, she's still outside, you just wait for me to come back at home. If you are bored, you can go in and accompany them first. Zhao Lingwu explained, and then left the Zhao family with Huang Meihua and went to the collection point. Watching Zhao Lingwu leave, Chen Xuan was a little bored for a while. Now, except for Lin Shuiyao, all the women in the secret realm are pregnant and practicing in seclusion. After all, Chen Xuan's cultivation is improving every day. If they don't want to experience life and death with him, they must work hard to practice, improve their cultivation, and increase their lifespan. Even the maid Lu Yun got pregnant unexpectedly at an unexpected time. In addition, his cultivation has a cooling time, and now he will probably face a training room after another. Hey, I have nothing to do, so I'll practice for a while, and go shopping in the mall to see if there are any good things. But in a corner that Chen Xuan didn't know, several guests of the Zhao family gathered together, and I don't know what they were discussing. Chapter 62. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Tell me, do we really have to do this? What if we are discovered? Someone said uncertainly. What are you talking about? Did Chen Xuan give you any benefits? You are afraid of this and that. That's right. We are the nails that Gao family has driven in. If we are exposed, we can just go back to Gao family or go out to avoid the limelight. It's no big deal. Oh, I didn't expect that he would directly use us just because of a little Chen Xuan. It's really a waste of talent. Okay, now is the best opportunity. Zhao Lingwu is out now, it's the best time for us to take action. Do it. Remember, don't hurt him at all, he has other uses. Yes, at this time, Chen Xuan was meditating in the practice room. Suddenly, he felt that the protective formation in the yard was automatically activated, and accompanied by a burst of strange fragrance. Is this the dream powder? Someone wants to attack me. I claim to the public that I have no cultivation, but they used the dream powder. It seems that they don't want to hurt me. Anyway, I can enter the secret realm at any time. I might as well take advantage of their trick. After thinking quickly in his mind, Chen Xuan took out a pill, swallowed it, closed the formation, and pretended to faint. Soon, 2 or 3 masked men in black walked in. Although it was very abrupt in broad daylight, no one in the Zhao family noticed it. I didn't expect the formation in that yard to be so difficult to deal with. Fortunately, we walked out quickly, otherwise we would have been delayed. Really, did we really walk out? Why do I feel that I came out inexplicably? Okay, time is running out, hurry up. Tie him up to the place, that person said. The leader urged, then the 3 men in black tied Chen Xuan up neatly. Considering that he was an ordinary person, they did not use spiritual power to seal his acupuncture points. Then they covered Chen Xuan's eyes with a black cloth, took him out of the yard quickly, and left the Zhao family directly. Although Chen Xuan was unconscious on the surface, he was actually secretly feeling the direction that the man in black was taking him to. He wanted to know who was secretly plotting against him, and Qin Feng was the most likely one. After all, he only had Qin Feng as his enemy here. If he really dared to let someone tie him up, he wouldn't mind helping him to pass away. The man in black took Chen Xuan to a remote cave. Chen Xuan felt that the surrounding environment was very humid, and the air was full of moisture and fishy smell. In the cave, there was an old man with a dignified face, who was already waiting there. Have you brought everyone here? The old man asked in a deep and cold tone. Yes, sir, we have brought Chen Xuan here. The man in black replied respectfully. The old man nodded. well done. After that, he waved his hand to signal the man in black to leave. After the men in black left, the old man looked at Chen Xuan with a hint of surprise in his eyes. This kid, who obviously has no cultivation, how could he be valued so much by the young nobleman? Is it because of his talent? Or is there something else? That the old man thought about it, but he couldn't come up with anything in the end, so he decided to take Chen Xuan to the designated place first. After all, that person's character was too fierce, and if he was slow in his actions, he would probably be punished by him. So he waved his hand, and a powerful spiritual power lifted Chen Xuan up, and took him to a distant mountain at a high speed. Chen Xuan felt the fluctuations of the old man's spiritual power, and was secretly surprised in his heart. This old man's cultivation is probably very good, no wonder he dared to take action on the Zhao family's territory. Chen Xuan was thinking about how to deal with the old man, and at the same time he was secretly observing the surrounding environment. The old man took Chen Xuan to a mountain, where there was a huge cave. In front of the cave, there were 2 guards guarding. "Sir." The guard saluted the old man respectfully. The old man nodded and handed Chen Xuan to the guard. "Take him in, hand him over to that noble, I have other things to do." The guard took Chen Xuan and led him into the cave. Not long after, Chen Xuan was brought to a secret room. Then he felt a fluctuation in himself, and then suddenly he was enlightened, and the surrounding environment became full of birdsong, flowers, mountains and rivers, and the spiritual energy was very abundant, obviously a treasure land for cultivation. "Is this a secret realm?" Chen Xuan was shocked. He didn't expect that the so-called noble would actually bring him to the secret realm. Then her identity is about to be revealed. "It's Zhou Jingyi. I didn't expect this little girl to be so petty that she dared to kidnap me to the secret realm. This time I must let her suffer and teach her a lesson." After the guard brought him into the secret realm, after several twists and turns, he came to an extremely luxurious, and then thrown into the dungeon. Not long after, a figure slowly appeared in front of him. Then, a charming voice of a woman came to his ears. "I didn't expect you to be so easily fooled. I thought you were so powerful." Chen Xuan opened his eyes and saw the woman in front of him clearly. This woman has a beautiful face, a pair of eyes that seem to be able to seduce souls, a charming figure, and a golden palace dress that shows her perfect figure to the fullest. Gao Yuding reference, deleted for infringement. This woman is none other than Princess Gao Yuding. "Princess Gao, your trick of dream powder is really powerful. I have seen it this time." Chen Xuan smiled slightly, showing an indifferent look. Seeing this, Gao Yuding's beautiful eyes flashed with a hint of surprise. "You know I sent someone to kidnap you, aren't you afraid that I will kill you?" Chen Xuan smiled and shook his head. "Will you let me go if I cry and beg you?" "No. That's it, princess, you just ordered someone to kidnap me, and didn't hurt me, so I guess I'm still valuable to you, princess. I have to say, you are indeed quite smart. But why do you think I will spare your life and negotiate with me?" Gao Yuding looked at Chen Xuan with interest, as if she wanted to see through his mind. "You have paid such a high price, offended Xianyang sect, offended the Zhao family, and then just to kill me? If you really want to kill me, you would have done it directly at the Zhao family, why bother?" Chen Xuan smiled indifferently. Gao Yuding smiled slightly upon hearing this. "You are quite smart, but you can't blame me for that. You are so outstanding in the Zhao family. It's hard for us not to notice you." Zhao Ling was little man. "So, what does the princess want me to do? Do you want to know?" "Of course." Gao Yuding waved her hand and dismissed the followers who followed her. Only the 2 of them were left in the dungeon. Then she suddenly approached Chen Xuan and exhaled sweetly, "Because, I am also curious about you, and..." Chapter 63. You are listening at novelfull.audio. At this point, Princess Gao paused deliberately, her beautiful eyes flashing with cunning light, "And I saw last time that you and Princess Zhou Jingyi have a special relationship." "Ahem, Zhou Jingyi. She is just an ordinary friend of mine." Gao Yuding stared at him, with a meaningful smile on her lips. "Last time she took you away, and when she came back, she looked like that. Do you think I believe it?" Chen Xian's heart was shocked, and he instantly understood what she meant. Hee, I thought you and Zhao Lingwu were so sweet, but now it seems that you men are all cut from the same cloth. Princess, you are really smart. Since you have guessed it, I have nothing to hide. Yes, the relationship between the princess and I is indeed closer, but not to the extent you understand. Really? I know exactly what Zhou Jingyi is like. Ordinary men can't get close to her. How can you, a useless person, win her favor? Chen Xuan was silent for a while, and said lightly, because she thinks I'm very interesting. Then he added in his heart, I didn't win her favor, I just had a tough attitude. Readers in real life should not try this. Gao Yuding raised her eyebrows when she heard this, and seemed dissatisfied with the answer. She approached Chen Xuan and gently stroked his cheek with her slender fingers. Interesting? Is it? Chen Xuan frowned slightly and avoided her hand calmly. Princess, please respect yourself. You are quite temperamental. Gao Yuding looked at Chen Xuan with a smile, with a hint of provocation in her tone. Chen Xuan smiled slightly, with a calm expression. Princess, you took the initiative to come up to me. I was just being polite so as not to be rude. You are a little man, you are quite good at talking. Gao Yuding smiled and took her hand back, but the curiosity and exploration in her eyes became stronger. She sat back in her seat, looked at Chen Xuan, and said in a deep voice, I can give you a chance. If you grasp it well, maybe I can save your life. I would like to hear more about it. I heard that you have a pill that can improve your cultivation. I wonder if it is true or not. Gao Yuding looked at Chen Xuan with burning eyes. After hearing Gao Yuding's words, Chen Xuan's expression suddenly became strange. This so-called elixir was just something he used to fool Huang Meihua. Now that Gao Yuding knows about it, doesn't that mean? No wonder Huang Meihua wanted to get rid of Zhao Lingwu today, that's why. What are you thinking about? Nothing, I do have an elixir that can improve my cultivation, but I'm very curious about how the princess knew about it. I don't need you to worry about how the princess knew about it. Gao Yuding chuckled and said, hand it over, I need this elixir to break through the realm. The princess's cultivation is already very high, and it may not be easy to break through the realm. Chen Xuan, what do you mean, you dare to insult me? Gao Yuding was instantly furious, stood up, and her chest was magnificent. She didn't know whether her cultivation was high or not. If there were no large amounts of resources accumulated by the family, she would not be able to build a foundation. How dare I insult you, princess? After all, my life is in your hands, right? What do you mean by that? Gao Yuding approached step by step, even directly opened the prison door and walked in. Chen Xuan is nothing more than a useless person. She can kill him with just a move of her hands. What does the princess want to exchange for this pill? Chen Xuan did not answer and asked directly. Exchange? Gao Yuding smiled coquettishly, then stretched out her jade hand to lift Chen Xuan's chin. Looking at the handsome face of Chen Xuan in front of her, Gao Yuding felt a strange feeling in her heart. This is Chen Xuan, Zhao Lingwu's husband. On weekdays, you, Zhao Lingwu, have always been high and mighty, disdaining to associate with us. Even the son-in-law who married down is so handsome and excellent, fought for by big families, and favored by the princess, but now, after you are pregnant with his child, this Chen Xuan has fallen into my hands. When she thought of this, Gao Yuding had an urge to burst out, and a hint of madness appeared on her face. I will exchange your life for yours, what do you think? Well, I don't think so, princess, think twice. Chen Xuan looked at the woman who was teasing him in front of him, and he also had the idea of teasing her. Then why don't you hand over the elixir? I'm afraid I can't give it to you. Chen Xuan said lightly, but just as he finished speaking, Gao Yuding flicked her finger, and a trace of spiritual power shot out instantly, hitting Chen Xuan's chest directly. Chen Xuan's eyes became sharp in an instant, and then after sensing it, he let the spiritual power hit him. The body staggered back a few steps, but finally couldn't maintain balance and fell to the ground. Ahem, princess, what are you doing? Gao Yuding walked up to him with a smile and looked down at him. No way to give it to me. It seems that if I don't teach you a lesson, you won't hand over the pill obediently. You. Chen Xuan glared at Gao Yuding fiercely, his eyes full of anger. Gao Yuding didn't care at all. She raised her foot and stepped on Chen Xuan's leg. After grinding it hard, she said arrogantly, "How is it? It tastes good, right?" Chen Xuan gritted his teeth and said nothing, just staring at her coldly. However, he suddenly turned over and rubbed off Princess Gao's shoes. "Hee, you are quite courageous. But I want to see how long you can hold on." Gao Yuding showed a crazy smile on her face, raised her crystal-clear jade lotus toes, and stepped hard on Chen Xuan's body. "Zhao Lingwu, see? Your husband is being stepped on by me now." Then she gradually increased the strength of her foot, as if she wanted to break Chen Xuan's bones. Even if you step on me to death, I will never surrender." Chen Xuan lay on the ground, stretched out his hand to hug the place where Princess Gao attacked him and growled, and Gao Yuding, seeing Chen Xuan who would rather die than surrender, her eyes became even crazier. She waved her other foot, took off her shoes, and stood directly on Chen Xuan. "Let go of me, princess. Go ahead, even if you beat me to death, I will never surrender." Chen Xuan was righteous and held tighter. Okay, you would rather die than surrender, right? I'll let you die without surrendering." Gao Yuding looked at Chen Xuan and stepped directly on his face. "Princess, aren't you afraid that the prince will know if you do this?" "Prince?" Gao Yuding was stunned, then smiled contemptuously. "Haha, he is just an old thing. I have the Gao family to support me, so I am the only one who can command him." Chen Xuan frowned slightly. He didn't expect that the relationship between Gao Yuding and the prince had become so bad. However, this is an opportunity for him. Chapter 64. You are listening at novelfull.audio. It seems that the relationship between the princess and the prince is not harmonious. Chen Xuan grabbed the soft lotus root and pretended to say casually, "Shut up." Gao Yuding's face turned cold and she looked at Chen Xuan unkindly. "You don't need to say anything about this princess's affairs." Gao Yuding kicked Chen Xuan again and then distanced herself from him. This Chen Xuan changed his face too quickly. He was still unyielding just now, but now he was laughing and teasing her. "A little weird. This princess will give you one last chance, give it or not." "Princess, have you ever thought that I don't even have a storage ring in my hand? Where can I get it for you? Everything is with my wife." Chen Xuan spread his hands. "So what you mean is that you are no longer valuable to me, right?" Gao Yuding suddenly looked murderous, but she was just trying to scare Chen Xuan. She had spent a huge price to kidnap Chen Xuan. If she really wanted to kill him, it would be unrealistic. At least she had to squeeze out all the value from him. That's not the case. The elixir was originally made by me. Now as long as I have the materials, I can naturally reproduce it. I will hand over the elixir to help you break through the realm, and you will let me go. How about that? Gao Yuding narrowed her eyes and thought about Chen Xuan's suggestion. After a moment, she suddenly smiled, like 100 flowers blooming, dazzling people. "Okay, this princess promises you." She agreed, but if she really wants to let Chen Xuan go, don't even think about it. Seeing her mortal enemy Zhao Lingwu happy is more painful than killing her. She must see Zhao Lingwu suffer with her own eyes. The environment here is too bad, it will seriously affect my level. I hope the princess will change the place for me. Sure. Gao Yuding said lightly, and then took Chen Xuan out of the dungeon. After walking outside, Chen Xuan murmured to himself, "I didn't expect that I would come in this way. Zhao Dalong, what you have been planning so hard, I have accomplished it so easily here, it's really fate." "What are you talking about?" "Nothing, I'm just a little curious. Where is the princess going to take me to make pills? Your palace has an extra me for no reason, I'm afraid." "Humph, if my palace has an extra eunuch to serve this princess, what do you think?" Chen Xuan suddenly felt his body tense, he didn't expect this woman to be so cruel. If the princess really wants to do this, then the deal between us may not be reached. "Shut up. Just follow me." Gao Yuding waved her hand, and was about to show Chen Xuan some color, but Chen Xuan dodged. Gao Yuding's eyes flashed with surprise, but then she was relieved. She didn't do anything. Soon, Gao Yuding took Chen Xuan out of the dungeon and came to the Prince Chi's mansion. Then the two walked into the core attic, the most core room, and closed the door. Here, this is my room, it's quiet, you can make the elixir here. Gao Yuding said. Chen Xuan looked around the room. Gao Yuding's room was very luxurious, with all kinds of furnishings extremely exquisite, exuding a faint fragrance. That was the smell that Gao Yuding emitted when she stepped on him just now. Princess, your environment here is good, but you still lack some necessary things. Chen Xuan said. Tell me, what else is missing? Gao Yuding said impatiently. Princess, alchemy requires an alchemy furnace, some medicinal materials, and some spiritual stones as fuel. I don't have these things with me now. Do you have them all ready? Gao Yuding was stunned, then nodded, and said, I have prepared these myself, but you can only make alchemy here and cannot step out of the room. Okay, then please bring the things here, princess. Chen Xuan said with a smile. Gao Yuding glared at Chen Xuan, then turned and left. Not long after, Gao Yuding brought a few maids and brought an alchemy furnace and some medicinal materials specified by Chen Xuan, as well as a box of spiritual stones. She thought that the medicinal materials for making elixirs would be very rare, but she didn't expect that the people in the Prince Chi's mansion could easily collect the medicinal materials. Are these things enough? Gao Yuding said coldly. Chen Xuan took a look and nodded. Enough, but there are still some tools needed for alchemy. Write it down. Chen Xuan did as he was told. Gao Yuding looked at the list, frowned, and then shouted, Come here. Several maids came in and knelt on the ground. Go and find the tools needed for alchemy according to the items on this list. Yes, princess. Several maids got up and left, and soon returned to the room with a bunch of alchemy tools. These tools can be enough? Gao Yuding looked at Chen Xuan and asked. Enough, but I need a very quiet environment to refine the elixir. Chen Xuan said. You all leave. Yes. Okay, then you start quickly. As many maids left, Gao Yuding said impatiently. Chen Xuan nodded, put the elixir furnace in the middle of the room, then sorted and arranged the medicinal materials, and finally put the spirit stone at the bottom of the elixir furnace. Princess, I'm going to start refining the elixir, please go out too. Chen Xuan said. I won't disturb you. Gao Yuding glared at Chen Xuan. Well, if I can't practice well. I said I won't disturb you, that means I won't disturb you. Gao Yuding's attitude was very tough. This was the whole process of Chen Xuan refining that rare elixir. She had to use the photo stone to record it all, so that in the future, when her Gao family had a talent for refining elixirs, they could watch. Well, since the princess insisted, I can only obey her. You can also refine elixirs now that you have no cultivation. Gao Yuding suddenly thought of the most critical point. Ahem, this elixir was created by me, so I naturally have my own way to refine it. Got it, let's start now. After an hour, bursts of medicinal fragrance came from the elixir furnace, and Chen Xuan smiled. It seemed that this time the elixir was still very smooth. After another hour, the medicinal fragrance in the elixir furnace became stronger and stronger. Gao Yuding knew that the elixir was about to be refined without Chen Xuan saying anything. However, when this elixir came out of the furnace, there was no abnormal phenomenon such as the vibration of the elixir furnace, but it was very calm. Is it over? Gao Yuding asked blankly while holding the small bottle that Chen Xuan handed to her. What else? Do we have to blow up this furnace to be considered successful? Gao Yuding. Seeing Chen Xuan's casual attitude, she felt a little unhappy. Chapter 65. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Seeing Chen Xuan's casual attitude, Gao Yuding felt a little unhappy. I am the one who holds your life in my hands, how dare you talk back? You did a good job this time, what reward do you want? What are you talking about, princess? Didn't you say you would let me go? Chen Xuan frowned. When you leave? I didn't expect you to be so naive. I have already offended Xianyang sect. Do you think I will let you go? You. What do you mean by me? Now that I have got the elixir, you can still ask for some reward while I am in a good mood. Otherwise, if you anger me, I will torture you more fiercely than before. Besides, I have already recorded the whole process of your refining. Don't think about not refining the elixir for me in the future. Sooner or later, I can let others refine it. Gao Yuding pointed to the photo stone on the table proudly. I didn't expect that I, Gao Yuding, would also trample on you and Zhao Lingguo. Ha 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 ha. Okay. I was careless. Chen Xuan spread his hands. Although he suffered a loss, his tone was still calm. Humph, you will serve me honestly in the future. Maybe you can have a good ending. Yes, yes, Princess Gao is right. I will serve you willingly in the future, ahem, in the future. Seeing Chen Xuan, who had never surrendered before, now complimenting herself, Gao Yuding felt happy. Zhao Lingguo, the person who pressed you down has now become a servant of this lady. I don't know what your expression will be when you know it. Looking at the pride of the woman in front of him, Chen Xuan also showed a weird smile. Gao Yuding frowned when she saw this smile. She always felt that Chen Xuan's attitude was a little weird. It seemed that he was not afraid of her at all, and he looked like he was in control of the situation, but, he is indeed a useless person. I have just tried it, and it is correct. No matter what, he is a useless person and can't escape from my palm. How should I take this pill? What precautions should I take? She didn't think about it anymore and tried to improve her own strength directly. This is what I just want to tell you, princess. This pill of mine is very strange. It requires the tools I specified before. Only after using it together can it have the effect of stimulating potential. How can there be such a strange pill? Gao Yuding frowned. She has taken a lot of pills since she was a child. She still knows some common sense. How can there be any pills assisted by tools? This is the pill I created by myself. Those props just correspond to various parts of the body. Under the mutual complementation, there will naturally be a qualitative change effect. Of course, it will be the same if you don't use it, princess, but I dare not guarantee whether it will work or not. Chen Xuan frowned and said seriously. Okay, got it. Where are your things? Take them out. Okay. Chen Xuan smiled slightly. He was waiting for Gao Yuding to say this. This is, a black ice silkworm net. It's a very ordinary thing. How can this be used with the elixir? Gao Yuding was puzzled. Please use your spiritual power to inject it into this black ice silkworm net, make it smooth, and make it into the shape of trousers. Chen Xuan instructed. He could do it himself, but he didn't do it. The purpose was to make Gao Yuding tie herself up in a cocoon later. Why do you want to make it into the shape of trousers? What does this have to do with the elixir? I will guide you, the princess, based on my experience, to make tools corresponding to the leg meridians, that's all. Chen Xuan still had a stern face. Gao Yuding really couldn't see any problem, so she could only do it. Well, cultivating immortals is indeed good. It's still simple to make some small tools. Looking at the finished, modernized high C in front of him, Chen Xuan showed a satisfied look. So, he took out the second item. A white ball that looked like the tail of some animal. What is this? This is to prevent the excess energy of the elixir, and it will transfer the excess energy into it. Chen Xuan said a lot. Gao Yuding was puzzled. But she did it anyway. That's it now. Well, I can prepare the rest myself, princess, just wait. What is this, so mysterious? I want to see it myself. Gao Yuding was interested and said that she wanted to participate in the final stage. Well, since you are going to use these princess anyway, there is no need for me to hide them. After Chen Xuan finished speaking, he started his work, and soon, a strange outfit appeared in his hand. What is this? Why? Gao Yuding looked at the thing in his hand and was so shocked that she couldn't speak. Simply put, it's what should be, and what shouldn't be, is this something she can see? This is something that she, a princess, can use. And what does the black rabbit ears in your hand have to do with my breakthrough? As if seeing Gao Yuding's shock, Chen Xuan slowly said, these items correspond to the meridians in the body. These are the most common ones. I believe the princess can see them. Gao Yuding opened her mouth, but no sound came out. Just this thing, how can I see the ball? I've never heard of it in my life. But Princess Gao, who has always been strong-willed, naturally couldn't let go of her face. Ahem, I know it, you don't need me to tell you. In that case, Chen Xuan slowly stood up and said in a profound manner, Princess, we need to find a quiet place to concentrate on refining the elixir. This, my room is the quietest place. Chen Xian's heart moved slightly, but on the surface he still pretended to be a gentleman. Okay, then I'll listen to you, Princess. I'll step aside first, Princess, please use the tools first. Yes, or let's forget it today. Gao Yuding backed off, I don't care. But if this elixir is kept for a long time, the effect will be greatly reduced. Okay. Why do you want me to eat some elixir? Did you add poison to it? Gao Yuding looked suspicious. This is the formula for my elixir. Princess, you can check it out and compare it yourself. And you also have a record with the photo stone, you can open it and take a look. Gao Yuding took the elixir formula, looked at Chen Xian's extremely determined expression, and finally whispered. You go to the outer room first and get out of the way. Chapter 66. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Go to the outer room and avoid it. Gao Yuding pushed Chen Xian away. It should be so. It was unknown how long it took before Gao Yuding's voice came from the inner room. Come in. Chen Xian immediately walked into the room impatiently, looking at Gao Yuding with burning eyes, but he was soon disappointed. At this time, Gao Yuding was wearing a very conservative dress, and he could not see anything except the socks at her ankles and the ears on her head. Look, what are you looking at? I feel like you are a liar. Gao Yuding saw Chen Xian's disappointed eyes and said angrily. Where did I lie to you? As long as you take the pills through my method, I can guarantee that you will definitely improve your strength. Chen Xian vowed. Gao Yuding was silent again. She was not a fool. She could really feel that something was wrong with the method Chen Xian said. Everything here was wrong. But, what if? What if it was true? It's not that she didn't think about letting her subordinates try first, but this is not her Gao family, but the palace. Once the royal family knows about Chen Xian's affairs, it will have nothing to do with her. Seeing the beauty in front of him silent, Chen Xuan walked over directly and handed the pill to Gao Yuding, and at the same time reminded, this pill has a strong medicinal power. Before refining it, it's best to adjust your state first. Got it, no need for you to say more. Gao Yuding waved her hand impatiently, then picked up the pill and swallowed it in one gulp. If you dare to deceive me, I will make you live a life worse than death. Every word I said is true, the princess will understand. After hearing Chen Xian's words, Gao Yuding stopped talking, sat cross-legged on the bed, and patiently refined the pill. It's just. She didn't feel any surging energy in her body, but nothing happened all the time. After meditating for a while, she finally couldn't help it and opened her eyes to look at Chen Xian. What's going on? Why didn't the pill you gave me work? No effect? How is this possible, haha? Chen Xian wanted to show his doubts at this time, but he couldn't help but laugh directly. What are you laughing at? Gao Yuding was even more confused, and a strong sense of disobedience surged in her heart. She stood up and grabbed his collar. You dare to lie to me? This must be wrong. What's wrong? You dare to use something on me that you are not sure about. Gao Yuding was furious, stretched out her silk stockings and stepped on Chen Xian again. You dare to lie to me? Gao Yuding gritted her teeth and said, her voice full of anger. No, how dare I lie to you, princess? Ha ha ha, Gao Yuding. In fact, Chen Xuan really didn't want to laugh, but Gao Yuding stepped on him too lightly and accidentally touched his ticklish spot, so he couldn't help laughing. After hearing this, Gao Yuding's anger became even stronger. She raised her foot again and stepped hard on his chest. "Tell me, what are you thinking?" Gao Yuding stared at Chen Xuan, her eyes almost spitting fire. Chen Xuan struggled painfully, as if he wanted to get rid of Gao Yuding's feet. But his eyes kept looking elsewhere. The dress also has weaknesses. And the black ice silkworm net is indeed a pretty good treasure. Huh? Where are you looking? Ahem, no, I'm just thinking about how to stimulate the effect of the elixir. Have you thought of it? I thought of it. Chen Xuan suddenly grabbed her, sat up slowly, and then stood up. Gao Yuding lost her balance and fell directly into his arms. She was a little confused, not understanding why Chen Xuan, a mere mortal, could stand up. Then she was ashamed and angry. In her opinion, Chen Xuan was just a servant, and he dared to be in such a position with her. She immediately slapped her palm to teach Chen Xuan a lesson, but she held back and would not kill him. Then her palm lightly hit Chen Xuan's chest, and nothing happened. Get out of my way. I remembered the most critical step. Chen Xuan stood up and hugged her horizontally. Gao Yuding leaned on him and hugged his neck tightly in shock. Although she was in the foundation building stage, except for fighting with Huang Meihua, she was spoiled. Even if she just fell, she had never experienced it before, so she didn't want to fall to the ground, so she hugged Chen Xuan's neck. It seems that the princess is quite sensible. Chen Xuan smiled and threw her out. I'm going to kill you. Gao Yuding said in panic, and attacked Chen Xuan at the same time, and then Chen Xuan grabbed both of her hands with one hand. Princess, don't worry, I have remembered the specific steps. Now, you just need to refine the remaining energy of the elixir in your body. At this time, you Chen Xuan are really thinking about me? Are you kidding me? Do you think I will believe it? Then Gao Yuding had a bad premonition in her heart. Just when she was about to refuse, she saw Chen Xuan had walked quickly in front of her. Now I will help you refine the energy of the elixir. Sure enough, the black ice silkworm net must be of poor quality. The quality is too good, which is not good for me. Chen Xuan took notes seriously. And this little tail is so cute. He said to himself, but heard the sound of grinding teeth on the side. Okay, didn't you kidnap me first? It's reasonable for me to take revenge on you, right? Gao Yuding didn't say anything, and bit Chen Xuan's arm. This big liar. Big villain. He didn't lose his cultivation at all. Everything, from the beginning, was a scam. Chapter 67. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Isn't this too little? My princess baby is at least the daughter of the Gao family, and she is a princess. Gao Yuding is just an insignificant extra in the Sun of Luck. The luck she contains is naturally not as good as the people close to the Sun of Luck. Here I suggest the host. Damn it, you still say you are not the ancestor system? Listen to what you say, is it human language? Ding, I am not a human being. Chen Xuan came back to his senses and found that Gao Yuding was pinching him hard at this time. TSK, I didn't expect that such a noble princess would. Chen Xuan hugged Gao Yuding and teased, and pulled away the bed sheet. Shut up. I will tear your mouth apart. After saying that, Gao Yuding rushed over and wanted to bite Chen Xuan's neck, not caring about anything. Okay, I was wrong just now, okay. Princess baby. Chen Xuan touched the princess baby's head with a gentle face. Don't call me that. Damn it. Princess baby. That he really didn't expect that after being married for many years, Princess Gao ended up getting the upper hand. This is simply a fantasy. Are the royal family members so humble now? After being attacked by Chen Xuan, Gao Yuding was angry and ashamed. She pushed Chen Xuan away, started to tidy up her clothes, and was about to go out to call for help, but Chen Xuan would never let her succeed. He grabbed her and wouldn't let her leave. Let go, let go. Since it doesn't work no matter what I say, I'll just tie up the princess baby. This way I'll feel more at ease. Haha. Gao Yuding laughed disdainfully when she heard this. You want to kidnap me? Are you kidding me? This is the palace, understand? If I can successfully kidnap you, princess, then you will marry me, okay? You are a big liar, so bad, I won't bet with you. Gao Yuding didn't listen and kicked Chen Xuan with her feet. I am a big liar. Princess, you can feel your own cultivation and see if you have made a breakthrough. Chen Xuan was full of confidence. Gao Yuding was about to refute Chen Xuan, but found that she had broken through to the third level of foundation building without knowing it. Well, even if my cultivation has improved, I won't bet with you. It's not up to you. After saying that, Chen Xuan was about to open the secret realm and planned to put Gao Yuding in it, but nothing happened. Looking at Chen Xuan's confusing operation, Gao Yuding's mouth moved twice. As for what she said, I believe everyone knows. Now it's Chen Xuan's turn to be embarrassed. System, what's going on? Why can't I open the secret realm passage? Ding, it's because the host is in the secret realm at this time. This secret realm is only connected to the mountain and sea realm, so it is naturally impossible to enter the blue star secret realm and perform nesting dolls. How about princess, come out with me. I promise I can successfully tie you up. Okay. Now I'm in your hands, you can leave by yourself. Gao Yuding interrupted him directly. What will you do if I leave? What do you mean what should I do? This is my home, what do you say I should do? No, I don't agree, What do you mean you? You don't think that I will do whatever you want just because we have all this? I can't go with you, give up on this idea. Gao Yuding looked determined. Chen Xuan was stunned after hearing this, and then laughed out loud. What are you laughing at? Do you think this is funny? Nothing, I just like you more. I can't take you away now, but that doesn't mean I can't in the future. Since I've come to the Zhou family secret realm, I have to go somewhere else. No. If you walk around alone, you will only be hunted down. Get out now before I change my mind. Chen Xuan really ignored Gao Yuding. He stood up, walked to the table, and picked up the photo stone on it. Gao Yuding, ==. Give it back to me. She stood up and was about to take the photo stone, but the thing was held high by Chen Xuan. She accidentally fell into Chen Xuan's arms instead. You're so reluctant to part with me? Bah, give me the things now. Chen Xuan smiled and kissed the beauty again. I can give it back to you, but before that, we must make 3 rules. Gao Yuding frowned and asked, what are the 3 rules? Chen Xuan said with a smile, first, from now on, you can no longer call me a nickname like Big Liar or Big Villain. Second, you have to promise me that you will listen to me in the future and not act on your own. Third, I haven't thought about it yet, let's talk about it later. Gao Yuding widened her eyes and said, why? Who do you think you are? Why should I listen to you? Chen Xuan smiled and shook the photo stone in his hand and said, just rely on it, princess, you don't want to see the old prince, right? Gao Yuding looked at him with gritted teeth. She really didn't expect that Chen Xuan could be so bad. So, she snorted coldly and said, okay, I promise you, but if you dare to lie to me or do anything to hurt me, I will definitely make you regret coming to this world. Don't worry, Chen Xuan, always keep my word. After that, he took out another photo stone, copied the content on the photo stone just now, and then gave it back to her. Chen Xuan, I'm going to kill you. Okay, high blood pressure is not good for your health. Even if you don't consider me, you have to consider our baby, right? These are the most precious memories of you and me, so I have to keep a copy. Seeing that Princess Gao was on the verge of exploding, Chen Xuan quickly took the opportunity to slip out. Stop. What's wrong? Chen Xuan turned around and saw Gao Yuding throwing a small token directly to him. This is an identity token, which can give you an identity certificate here. However, if you commit suicide, I can't save you. Hey, you are still soft-hearted and feel sorry for your husband. Go to hell quickly. Gao Yuding wanted to get angry again. I'm leaving now, but before I leave, I still have something to say. What is it? The pill I refined for you has no effect, it's just candy. Gao Yuding flipped the table, but Chen Xuan left by himself. Chapter 68. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Gao Yuding sighed as she watched Chen Xuan leave and the black fragments all over the room. Chen Xuan said he wanted to take her away and liked her, so she naturally felt moved. He was Zhao Lingwu's man, which was a fatal plus for her. However, her identity was destined for this life. She was the daughter of the Gao family, and her purpose of marrying into the palace was to gain benefits for the Gao family. How could she leave the palace because of her selfish desires? She was so charming that Chen Xuan wanted to attack her unconsciously, and he wanted her to marry him. She was already very satisfied, it was a pity that fate played tricks on her. Chen Xuan appeared too late. Why did he appear so long after she married into the palace? If she had known him earlier, seeing Chen Xuan disappear from her sight, Gao Yuding pinched the photo stone in her hand. She felt a little lost and full of emotion. Although Chen Xuan had deceived her, she had to admit that when he said don't bully the poor young man at the Zhao family, her heart was indeed moved by him. Perhaps this was the only time in her life. Gao Yuding sorted out her thoughts and walked into the room. Seeing the black fragments and the missing bed sheets on the floor, she couldn't help blushing. Bah! Chen Xuan is such a bad guy. He actually tricked me into making clothes for myself and wearing them myself. She blushed. But this strange dress is pretty good. He also said before that there was a pointy shoe missing. Otherwise, Chen Xuan sighed. After leaving the palace, he wandered aimlessly. He only knew one piece of information about the Zhou family's secret realm, that is, Zhou Jingqi liked to bathe in a spiritual spring. As for the specific location, he really didn't know. Forget it, let's take it one step at a time. Even if I really see her, it won't do anything. It's better to go find Zhou Jingyi first. After saying that, he turned on the locator, located Zhou Jingyi's position, and walked towards her. As he walked, Chen Xuan was stopped by two guards. The boy in front. Why are you walking around here? Which palace are you from? Chen Xuan didn't say anything, but handed the token in his hand to the two. So you are the eunuch of the Qi palace. Tell me, what are you doing here, master? The guard immediately showed a look of disdain when he saw that it was a eunuch. The king of Qi has something that I need to give to the master in person. Chen Xuan rolled his eyes and smiled. Oh. What is it that the king of Qi has to send someone to deliver it here? The guard asked in confusion. Well, I don't know about this. The king of Qi just ordered me to deliver it here for master to take a look. Chen Xuan answered vaguely. This. The two guards looked at each other, and one of them said, since your identity is not a problem, then go in. Then he made way. Okay, thank you, big brother. I will meet the immortal master later and say a few good words for you too. Good. Then Chen Xuan followed the two men to the outside of the courtyard. We two brothers can only take you here. No men are allowed to enter here, but brother, as long as you don't go to some core areas, it's still okay. After that, the two left. Immortal master. Men are not allowed to enter. Why don't I remember any female guests in the Zhou dynasty? Chen Xuan looked puzzled. Forget it, let's take a look first. After that, he walked straight to the core area mentioned by the guard. He was careful to hide himself along the way, but soon he was too lazy to hide, because he walked all the way and there was no one. It would be fine if there was no one, but he also walked out of the immortal master's yard inexplicably and came to a deserted place. Am I in some kind of formation? Chen Xuan took out the locator and found that he was getting closer and closer to Zhou Jingyi. Never mind, let's go over and take a look. At least if I catch Zhou Jingyi, I won't get lost. Not long after walking, Chen Xuan saw the group of houses again, but the most central location was a spiritual spring, and Zhou Jingyi's location was exactly this spiritual spring. Well, after going around in circles, I really found it. It just so happens that the pace has been a bit tight recently, so it's good to relax. Chen Xuan smiled and trotted directly to the side of the spiritual spring, collected his clothes, and only had a pair of shorts left, and jumped in. Sister, did you hear any sound? I seem to have heard it. Who came to the spiritual spring to relax? It should be Master and the others. Don't worry. Zhou Jingyi lay at one end of the spiritual spring, closed her eyes, and continued to absorb the spiritual energy of the spring water. I'd better go over and take a look. If it's really Master, she's here, I have to pretend to practice so that she won't startle me. You. Can't you really practice well? Zhou Jingyi stretched out her finger and gently tapped Zhou Jingyi. Hee, sister, you are so powerful, why don't you get me some good pills in the future? Zhou Jingyi responded with a smile, and then swam in the direction of Plop. Chen Xuan didn't know the situation on Zhou Jingyi's side. He just practiced with Gao Yuding and felt a little tired, so he came down to soak. Of course, he and Gao Yuding, as foundation-building cultivators, naturally had no dirt on their bodies, and there would be no dirty things. Even if there were, he threw them to Gao Yuding. Now entering this spiritual spring, it really is just to relax. No, but before he could relax for long, he heard a plop sound in the spring water. He looked and found someone swimming towards him. The person was Zhou Jingyi. The girl was wearing a pink and white dress, which perfectly outlined her slender figure. Her fair skin was shining with an attractive luster under the sunlight. Her long hair was tied on top of her head with a pink ribbon. Her swan-like neck was elegant and slender, and her delicate collarbone was looming. Is it Master? How come you have time to come to the spiritual spring today? Her voice was heard before the person arrived. Chen Xuan also reacted instantly. It turned out that the immortal master the guard was talking about was Lin Yunhan. Oh no, Lin Yunhan will come here too. Shouldn't this woman be in her sect? Why hasn't she left yet? If I run into her, I will die without a burial place. Chen Xuan turned around immediately and wanted to leave. Master, why don't you say anything? Where are you going? Zhou Jingyi didn't care. Seeing that the vague figure was about to leave, she stood up directly, stepped on the water with 2 feet, and chased after him. As a cultivator, it was too easy for her to skim the water, but she was more playful and wanted to swim. Soon, she caught up with Chen Xuan. When she ran near Chen Xuan, she jumped into the water again, and her long and beautiful legs swayed gently, as free as a mermaid. However, after seeing Chen Xuan's back, she felt something was wrong. How could the master be shirtless? This is impossible. And, why does the figure in front look so familiar? Chapter 69. You are listening at novelfull.audio. You, who are you? How dare you break in here? Zhou Jingyi stopped instantly and wanted to run away and ask for help in fear. Sister, woo. As soon as she turned around and opened her mouth, she was covered by Chen Xuan. Instantly, Zhou Jingyi began to struggle frantically, hitting Chen Xuan with skills and slaps, but he blocked them one by one. Don't make trouble, it's me. Chen Xuan. Woo. Woo. Zhou Jingyi was stunned for a moment, then turned around. After seeing that it was really Chen Xuan, she breathed a sigh of relief, pushed his big hand away, and angrily wanted to give him a cat punch. You big bad guy, you only know how to scare me. Do you know how scared I was at that time? Zhou Jingyi pouted angrily, while waving her little fist to hit Chen Xuan's chest. Although her strength was like tickling to Chen Xuan, it revealed the unique tenderness and cuteness of a girl. Chen Xuan held Zhou Jingyi's hand and pulled her to his side. He comforted her softly. Okay, don't be angry, I didn't mean to scare you, but... At this point, Chen Xuan paused. He couldn't tell the reason. But what? The girl puffed her cheeks and stared at him. But I want to give my Jingyi a surprise. Bah, I'm not yours. don't even think about it. I'm a princess. Zhou Jingyi blushed, thinking of what Chen Xuan did when she was in the Zhao family. Obviously, he offended her so much, but she just didn't feel angry. Also, how did you appear in my secret realm? The girl kicked Chen Xuan in the water and said, but Chen Xuan didn't say anything, but stared at Zhou Jingyi blankly. At this time, the sunlight shone through the clear spring water and sprinkled on the girl's body, as if she was covered with a layer of golden gauze, making her as beautiful as a fairy in the water. Jingyi, you are so beautiful today. Chen Xuan couldn't help but exclaimed. Zhou Jingyi's cheeks were slightly red. This princess is in a good mood today, so I specially wore this. Then you should really wear more clothes like this, it really suits you. This princess's business, you don't need to care. Zhou Jingyi's face turned red again, she moved her eyes to the side, and turned to look at the surrounding scenery. After a while, she secretly turned her head to peek at Chen Xuan, and found that Chen Xuan had been staring at her intently, and her face turned red. Why are you looking at me like this? Zhou Jingyi asked shyly. Chen Xuan smiled and said, because you are really beautiful, I like to look at you. Zhou Jingyi's face became even redder, she lowered her head and whispered, don't think that you say that, this princess will not be angry. Zhou Jingyi turned her head away and deliberately ignored Chen Xuan, but Chen Xuan knew that this girl was just pretending to be angry, but in fact she had forgiven him in her heart. He gently pinched Zhou Jingyi's nose and said with a smile, okay, don't be angry, or I will apologize to you. Hearing Chen Xuan's words, Zhou Jingyi turned from anger to joy and said with a smile, that's about right, then it depends on your performance. If you perform well, this princess will forgive you this time. Chen Xuan smiled, gently pulled Zhou Jingyi to sit on his lap, stretched out his hand, and gently pinched her shoulders. Zhou Jingyi closed her eyes comfortably, allowing Chen Xuan to relax her muscles skillfully. Xiao Xuanzi, your technique is really good. Who did you learn it from? Zhou Jingyi asked lazily. Princess, you are too kind. This is a trick I learned specially to please you. As long as you are satisfied, it's fine. Chen Xuan replied with a smile. Really? Of course it's true, my princess. Chen Xuan gently hugged Zhou Jingyi and said solemnly. Zhou Jingyi opened her eyes and looked at Chen Xuan's serious look, and a warm current surged in her heart. She suddenly felt that the big bad guy in front of her, suddenly not so bad. No, this big bad guy must be paralyzing me, I must not indulge in his routine. Zhou Jingyi secretly reminded herself in her heart, but her body honestly leaned in Chen Xuan's arms, enjoying this moment of warmth and tranquility. Chen Xuan looked calm on the surface, but he was very anxious in his heart. Auntie, let's go ashore after we have fun. If that woman really comes over later, I'm afraid my life will be in danger. As time went by, Chen Xuan felt the body temperature of Zhou Jingyi and the faint fragrance, and a strange feeling rose in his heart. Zhou Jingyi also felt a little strange, her face blushed again, and she pushed Chen Xuan away and stood up from his legs. You big bad guy, you stinky hooligan. Don't think I'll forgive you for doing this. Forgive you, the matter just now is not over yet. Zhou Jingyi put her hands on her hips and looked at Chen Xuan angrily. Chen Xuan looked at her innocently. Then, what should I do to make the princess calm down? Simple, as long as you answer me a question, I will forgive you. Zhou Jingyi rolled her eyes and said. Okay, princess, please ask, I will tell you everything I know. Chen Xuan nodded and said. Well, I ask you, you have married so many wives, which girl do you like the most? Zhou Jingyi looked at Chen Xuan expectantly, she hoped to hear the answer she wanted from Chen Xuan. It's over, a fatal question. Tell me, who is it? Zhou Jingyi stared at Chen Xuan, urging him to give an answer quickly. However, Chen Xuan thought for a while and answered without hesitation, of course there is, and there is more than one. Hearing this answer, Zhou Jingyi's heart suddenly sank, and her face became a little gloomy. Okay, I know. She lowered her head and said softly, well, I'm tired and want to go back to rest. After that, she turned around and was about to leave. But Chen Xuan grabbed her hand and held her in his arms. my princess, you haven't heard me finish yet. What else do you have to say? Zhou Jingyi turned away in a huff, not wanting to look at Chen Xuan's face. Chapter 70. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Jingyi, you know, I am a very responsible person. I will be responsible for every woman I have married. Chen Xuan gently stroked Zhou Jingyi's hair and said softly, I know that I have married many wives. This is indeed difficult for a woman to accept, but what I want to say is that every woman is unique to me and is my baby. Just like you are not only my princess, but also the woman I love deeply. Hearing Chen Xuan's words, Zhou Jingyi was slightly startled, and a ripple appeared in her heart. She turned around and looked at Chen Xuan's sincere eyes, and her heart was a little shaken. Really? Zhou Jingyi asked softly. Chen Xuan nodded. Of course, I never lie. Jingyi, I know that you can't fully accept me now, but I believe that one day, you will understand me. Zhou Jingyi was silent for a moment, and finally nodded gently. Then I will give you another chance. If you dare to bully me again, or let me down, then I will never talk to you again. Hearing this, Chen Xuan smiled. Don't worry, princess, I swear that I will never bully you again, and I will definitely treat you well and never let you down. Zhou Jingyi's face flushed slightly, and a hint of sweetness rose in her heart. She gently hit Chen Xuan's chest and said coquettishly, this is more like it. Chen Xuan took advantage of the situation and hugged Zhou Jingyi's slender waist and whispered in her ear, then, princess, from now on, we are lovers, right? Zhou Jingyi's face flushed even more, she pursed her lips and nodded gently, yeah. Chen Xuan was overjoyed and couldn't help kissing Zhou Jingyi's cherry lips. Zhou Jingyi struggled a little, then closed her eyes obediently, responding to Chen Xuan's enthusiasm. Anyway, she was treated like this by Chen Xuan last time at the Zhao family. She could not marry anyone except Chen Xuan. Of course, she only wanted to marry Chen Xuan. The sun shone through the shade of the trees, shining on the figures of the two people hugging each other, as if they were covered with a layer of golden veil, as beautiful as a painting. Jingyi. Why did you take so long? Zhou Jingyi's voice came from a distance. Zhou Jingyi was startled and pushed Chen Xuan away. My sister is coming, you hide quickly. Where can I hide? She will be here soon. Chen Xuan said speechlessly as he looked at the figure getting closer and closer. Fortunately, it was Zhou Jingyi who came, not Lin Yunhan, so he could still resist. Oh, it's too late, you quickly hide in the water. Zhou Jingyi pressed Chen Xuan's shoulders and pressed him directly into the spiritual spring, sitting on top to cover him. In order to avoid trouble, Chen Xuan also hid his breath directly. As the sound of Zhou Jingyi's jade feet stepping on the water got closer and closer, Zhou Jingyi's heart was also raised to her throat. She sat by the spiritual spring, trying to keep herself calm, and praying that her sister would not find Chen Xuan. Then, Zhou Jingyi stood on the water and walked over. The sun shone on her face through the shade of the trees, making her look particularly bright and moving. She was wearing a pink close-fitting dress, showing her graceful figure. The slender waist and slender legs looked even whiter under the sunlight. After seeing this, Chen Xuan couldn't help but sigh in his heart that Zhou Jingyi was really beautiful from the inside out. Every frown and smile made people can't help but look at it a few more times, like a vivid painting, making people linger. Hey, Jingyi, why are you sitting here alone? Master hasn't come yet. Zhou Jingyi asked curiously. No, I'm not doing anything, just looking at the scenery. Zhou Jingyi forced a smile and replied. Jingyi, you have been playing here since you were a child. Where is the scenery? Are you okay? Why do you look a little red? Are you sick? Zhou Jingyi asked with concern as she entered the water. Her long hair was casually draped over her shoulders, gently floating with the water. Zhou Jingyi was startled and waved her hands quickly. No, it's okay, maybe I was a little tired from practicing just now. Zhou Jingyi frowned slightly when she heard this. Jingyi, this sister is going to talk about you. You have been here for so long, but you have only practiced for a short while. Can you say you are tired? How can you be so lazy about practicing? Well, I know, thank you sister for your concern. Zhou Jing responded casually and forced a smile, but she was thinking about Chen Xuan in her heart, fearing that he would be discovered by Zhou Jingqi. I just saw you haven't come back for a long time, why are you staying here for so long? Zhou Jingqi said, sitting down next to Zhou Jingyi. Seeing this, Zhou Jingyi quickly changed the subject. No, nothing, I just want to rest here, but you, sister, are the most your cultivation has improved a lot recently. Is there something good happening? Zhou Jingqi frowned slightly. She was too familiar with her sister. It was obvious that she was lying and hiding something from her. But she still smiled. Yes, I feel that my cultivation has been particularly smooth recently, as if something is helping me. It's so strange. This is it. Zhou Jingyi pretended to be calm on the surface, but she was secretly anxious in her heart, hoping that Chen Xuan would not expose it. But Jingyi has really grown up. She has her own little secrets, and she keeps them from her sister. Zhou Jingqi suddenly hugged her sister's shoulders and teased. Zhou Jingyi was startled by Zhou Jingqi's sudden action, and her little feet kicked inadvertently, then a string of bubbles suddenly emerged from the spiritual spring. Zhou Jingqi immediately noticed something strange. She turned her head to look at the spiritual spring, and her face changed. Who is in it? Zhou Jingyi's heart snapped and she secretly said something was wrong. Sister, where is there anyone? Maybe it's a fish blowing bubbles. Zhou Jingyi said with a wry smile. Zhou Jingqi frowned, obviously unconvinced. These bubbles don't look like they were blown out by fish, there must be someone inside. As she said that, Zhou Jingqi stood up and was about to check. Zhou Jingyi hurriedly stopped her. Sister, it's really nothing, stop making trouble, let's go back. Seeing this, Zhou Jingqi was more certain that there was someone in the spiritual spring. She pushed Zhou Jingyi away and came to the spiritual spring. Come out. Zhou Jingqi shouted. Chen Xuan knew that he could no longer hide, so he had to float to the surface, revealing an embarrassed look. Chen Xuan. Zhou Jingqi looked at him in shock. Why are you here? Chen Xuan touched his nose awkwardly and laughed dryly. This is a long story. Humph, I don't care what your reason is. You dare to come to my secret place, you scoundrel, you have to take my move first. Zhou Jingqi has long been dissatisfied with Chen Xuan, a scoundrel who wronged her. Chen Xuan.